Just looking from the outside in, there have been a number of arrests by the authorities, people who've come out and spoken against the government. Are these and your arrests part of a wider crackdown? And if the answer to that is yes, why now?
These arrests are part of a wider clampdown. As you're aware, the opposition has continuously complained about the shrinking democratic space in Zimbabwe. We've seen a series of abductions. We saw the abduction, torture and sexual assault of the MDC trio. Every single day there are reports of abductions of, anti-government critics. We saw the arrest and detention of journalist Hopewell Chingono, because the government is feeling the pressure. And yesterday the president said he wants to flush out opponents. He calls anybody who dares speak about the national crisis a detractor, a dark force, a terrorist, a bad apple. The government has no solution whatsoever to the national crisis. We know that we've got a public health crisis, a hunger crisis, an economic crisis, and they're running short of solutions. So I think it's the pressure that they feel because they've got no answer. And the citizens have reached their wits' end, and they're speaking out.
Fadzayi, one can appreciate the desperation that Zimbabweans are experiencing, but we are in the midst of a pandemic. Is it responsible for you as the opposition to be endorsing mass public gatherings and taking part in them as you did?
Well, if you look at the kind of protest that we did, it respected every single COVID regulation that exists. It was socially distanced. Everybody was wearing a mask. We were carrying sanitizer. And if you look at the substance of the protest, the cause for it, it's exactly the public health crisis that we're facing, the corruption that underpinned the COVID-19 supplies. It's the very pandemic and the manner in which it's been mismanaged by the government that's causing us to protest. The fact that the public health system is on its knees. The fact that the government is doing precious nothing to provide safety nets for the informal sector that's hungry in the midst of this COVID-19 pandemic.